It's funny as well, isn't it? Because, 2017 against Chelsea at Wembley, I was there, 2-1. Chelsea had a player sent off, the same scoreline, and Chelsea had a player sent off again today. You couldn't write it.
You couldn't write it. Look, Chelsea will complain that Arsenal had a rub of the green with some of the big decisions here. And maybe they did. I thought the second yellow was a bit harsh. But Azpilicueta could easily have gone straight red in the first period. And look, when you think about that game, Chelsea were brilliant for 15. They had Arsenal on toast. But from that point onwards, they didn't cause us any problems. Arsenal were the ones dictating, even when they didn't have the ball. They looked the most dangerous side on the break, and we had the best player on the field by a country mile in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. What a goal that was to win the FA Cup. Absolute genius from him. And look, but this is about the collective. It's about the team effort. And it's about what Mikel Arteta has built since taking over in December. He has built a really strong team ethic. The hunger's there. The discipline is there now. In the big games, Arsenal have turned it on. They've not made the mistakes that they've made in the past. And going forward, we know that Arsenal will score goals, even if they're not the most creative side in the world. We've got so much talent. It's a pleasure. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see the celebrations, and I'm with them in spirit. I really am, because that was fabulous.
Yeah, they're all wearing always forward on the back of their shirts, so they must have got changed. And I think the number is 14. Aubameyang hasn't changed his yet. But producer Liam's messaged me to say, here's a stat for you. Arsenal have won 10% of all FA Cups. That is phenomenal.
I love that. That's a remarkable. I mean, how many FA Cups have they been? 140, clearly. I mean, that is amazing. But just in the last few years, the Hull game, the Villa game, 2 against Chelsea now, we've got such a good record in FA Cup finals under Arsene Wenger. It was terrific, wasn't it? So look, the cup belongs to us again. It feels like it is coming home. And look, even though we can't all celebrate together, I think what we can celebrate is that Arsenal are moving forward. Always forward is on the back of their shirts at the moment. But this team are going to move forward now under a very astute head coach. And hopefully the star men within this team, and I'm primarily talking about Aubameyang, hopefully they are part of what comes for Arsenal moving forwards. This was a huge win for silverware, a huge win for the head coach, because it means the players will buy into his methods even more. But it's a huge win because it gives us the platform financially now to go and strengthen and attract the kind of players the head coach wants.
Yeah, the pictures we're seeing now, Gabby Martinelli on the pitch, celebrating with the Arsenal players. I'm still, because I know William Saliba's in attendance, haven't seen him on the pitch just yet, but I don't know what the protocol is around the COVID testing and all that. That might be the reason why he's not on the pitch at the moment. But what a performance from Arsenal. Once again, it has to be said, when our backs have been against the wall in these last few weeks against tough opposition, we've managed to soak up the pressure, hit them on the break, and do the job.
Yeah. Look, I think the back 3, back 5 defended well again today. Probably not quite as well as they did against Manchester City, but then Chelsea didn't cause them as many problems as Manchester City did. We kept them at arm's length really, really well. 1 or 2 instances where the central midfield got opened up and Chelsea played passes through the lines, and that was an issue, certainly for the goal. But by and large, we defended as a team and showed incredible discipline in that area. And I think Emi Martinez gives the team so much confidence as well, gives that rear guard the belief, because he's a big presence, isn't he? And whenever crosses come into the box, you knew that he was going to gobble them up. That wasn't a problem. And look, I would say a special mention for Nicolas Pepe today. I thought that he worked his socks off. He showed Mikel Arteta that he can be trusted on the ball and off the ball. He worked like a Trojan and came up with some really big moments himself. And I feel for him, because he was robbed of what would have been a very special FA Cup final goal himself.
Yeah, it was almost like that was timed to perfection, because as you were talking about Emi Martinez, he was on screen being consoled by Aubameyang because he was in tears of joy, of course.
Yeah. He's got to be so happy. And Bernd Leno, look, what happens? I mean, I don't think you can leave Emi Martinez out of the first match of next season now. I just don't see how you can leave him out. So Bernd Leno, I think, is going to have to wait and be patient for an opportunity, because Martinez has been nothing short of a revelation, and he deserves to be first choice keeper at the start of next season. As incredibly harsh as that is on Bernd Leno, who I think has been, over the course of the season, probably runner up to Aubameyang for our player of the year. So, but I just don't see how Arteta can leave him out.
Yeah, Emmy is most definitely. He should be somebody that is held up as how to take your chance. You know, people often talk about, you know, when subs have to come in or youth players come in. Emmy has really grasped that with both hands and has been, you know, not just done a job for us. He's been phenomenal for us. Won points for us.
Yeah, he has. He's given so much assurance to the defence. So yeah, he's been pretty much flawless, I'd say, Emmy Martinez. So well played him. I must mention, before I forget, Hector Bellerin. Really chuffed for him. A lot of doubters around coming back from injury. Is he the same player or not? That surge for the winning goal, I think that was the best moment, arguably, of his career so far. He showed leadership. He thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a run here, be positive, and he drove at the heart of the Chelsea defence. I see Aubameyang celebrating with the team. Absolutely brilliant. And he drove up the pitch, and it was that run that sparked the winner. Pepe did great, and then Aubameyang, wow. I mean, he's just twisted Kurt Zouma inside out, hasn't he? And scored one of the most beautiful FA Cup final winners I think there's been. So yeah, look, not only is it a famous day for Arsenal in terms of making history, but we've also scored one of the great goals.
Yeah, very much so. Right, we are going to get into the first of the three things that we've learnt from today's game. Then we've been doing this since the restart, of course. And here is number one. We can carry a cup win and momentum into the start of next season. Yeah, momentum. It's a very important thing, Adrian. Gregory here saying if Arteta can both keep Pepe, Oba and Laka and get them to play as a pressing unit like Mo, Mane and Firmino. That's Mo Salah, of course. That's our best hope next year. I mean, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? You know, if we could get these three playing like that Liverpool front three.
Yeah, look, and there's a chance we could keep hold of all of them. And yeah, I do think that we will press with more intensity next season if we can just up the quality in terms of defensive personnel, then it will give us the confidence to go and let the forward players press that little bit higher up the field. So yeah, no, we can take the momentum forward, absolutely, and I would expect us to finish much higher than 8th position next year once Arteta gets his own players into the club. As I look ahead, as I look on the screen, Aubameyang's about to lift the cup, Nick.
Yeah, he's got his hands on it. I'm sure he's going to run over to his teammates before he lifts it. He's worried about it's not come off the plinth. he hasn't lifted it up because it hasn't come off the plinth yet. Well, the rest of the team are patiently waiting. He's taking the whole thing.
Well, he's taking the whole thing. It's really heavy. I've held that cup myself, and it is pretty heavy. But I always think it looks better as a whole. He's gone for the whole FA Cup, and he's about to lift it in front of the mass ranks of the team.
He's dropped it.
He
dropped it. That is going to be all over social media.
Start again.
Come on over. Oh, here we go. There it is. Come on. I'm joining the party as well. It's the official beer sponsor for Arsenal, so don't worry, everybody. I've got it here. Let me just, there we go.
Love it. Great celebrations. Look, Oba has forgotten. He's clearly not watched enough FA Cup final presentations. You don't lift up the bottom bit as well. You just lift it off the plinth and above your head. He tried to do the whole thing. It all went pear-shaped, but look, who cares? It was Aubameyang's final. He scored 2 goals. He scored 2 in the semis. What a hero he has been. And look, I think the whole team were heroic here. It was a real collective effort, just as it was in the semi-final. We've beaten City and Chelsea to win the FA Cup on neutral turf. We've done it the hard way. We did it coming from a goal down today, which is just tremendous.
Yeah, very much so. Right, let's have a look at the. I think we just saw. Dan Roebuck appear with a glass of champagne. We saw him briefly. Let me just read this. Pepe is ready to shine next season. I think we'll have a tweet on this as well that I'll just read out because I do really want to get Dan Roebuck in vision with his glass of champagne. Right, here's the tweet. It's from For the Arsenal. Pepe's best game in an Arsenal shirt so far. Next season, he's going to be up there. Yeah, very much so. He had a good game today. You mentioned him, Adrian, saying an honourable mention, more than an honourable mention. I think he had a great game.
Yeah, he really did. I think Pepe. The issue with Pepe with Arteta initially was, can I trust him off the ball? Will he work hard? Will he do his job? Will he track back? And he did that so brilliantly today. And then he came alive on the ball. I think he did some really, really good things here today. He'll always frustrate people. He'll always do something a little bit random at times, but he is a match winner, is Nicolas Pepe. And I think he had a really terrific FA Cup final. I thought he was excellent for us. And it's the kind of performance that I believe will help him kick on next year. I'm expecting big things from Pepe next year. He'll score more goals, he'll assist more goals, and I think he'll play almost every week.
I'm just seeing the group chat. We can't actually see Dan Roebuck because it doesn't work with the way we've got the screen set out. But he did briefly pop up, and he had a glass of champagne. Look, so I want everybody to know.
I'm empty-handed. Look, I've got an empty glass here. I'm going to fill this up straight after final whistle. Maybe with some champers, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not every day of the week you win a 14th FA Cup. And look, it's been a privilege for me to work now on 4 FA Cup final victories. It doesn't get much better in what I do. It doesn't get much more fun than this. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I have to agree. And you're obviously the lucky charm. We need to get you every single FA Cup final that we make it to. Right, let's have a look at the third and final thing. I'm pretty sure people will know where we're going with this one for sure. And it is very simple. Oba, ! He is the man. Scored 2 great goals. The second goal, most definitely great. A great penalty as well. It shouldn't be forgetting. That was a great penalty. It sent the keeper the wrong way. Chad saying, what a goal. Arsenal need him to stay so badly. Under Arteta, they should push for top 4 next season. But we need Aubameyang. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has scored 0.67 goals per game with Arsenal. The same as Thierry Henry, which, that is, when you say it like that, that's phenomenal.
He's a phenomenal player. I thought when he arrived, he came with real pedigree, and he's lived up to the hype, hasn't he, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? And he scored all those goals from the left wing, pretty much. I mean, he's played some games up top, of course, but yeah, he is a wonderful, wonderful forward player and a very special and unique talent. And it's been his FA Cup this year, hasn't it, at Wembley? Semi-final hero, final, 2 goals in the final as well. The penalty was as cool as you get. Look, I joked on the WhatsApp group, look, everyone else should just play for expenses next season and just give the whole pot to Aubameyang in order to keep him on. I genuinely think some of the lads might take the club up on that. Is they were desperate for him to stay, and I just hope that we can find a way to give him, the wages that he deserves, and to make him a part of the rebuild, because it will be a rebuild. Arteta will freshen up this team. He'll bring in players, younger, hungrier players. And I just love Aubameyang to be a part of that. He's the captain. He's the leader of this group. It would be awful and really sad to see him go. Just fingers crossed this victory and this day has just persuaded him, you know what, I'm going to stick around with this bunch of lads, with this manager, and I'm going to be so good that they have to build a statue of me outside Emirates Stadium in a few years' time. And look, the only way he'll get that statue is if he sticks around.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the attributes, to be he's already an Arsenal legend, in my opinion. He's the rate of scoring, the goals that he scores, the way that he carries himself. Because I remember when we signed Aubameyang, there was this, people were worried about, because he's a bit of a personality and he might mess up the dressing room and blah, blah, blah. But I think he's been fantastic for us.
Me too. Yeah, I think he's just a warm person. He's an individual. You tell that by the way he dresses, the way he acts. As a player, he's a solo artist, isn't he? He's a unique footballer, but he's willing to dig in for the team. And since he took on the captain's armband, he has worked so hard for the team. He hasn't shirked at all. and he's not moaned about playing on the left-hand side, having to track back, etc. He's done his bits for the group, and he's a proper pro. He's Aubameyang, and we're lucky to have him. And thank goodness we have got him, because he's the reason we've won the FA Cup this year. No doubt about it.
Just saw a lovely picture there as well of Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah and Joe Willock all getting their photo taken with the cup, the Academy products there, of course. Before we wrap things up, Adrian, what are your hopes for next season then? Obviously, we're finishing on a massive high, but let's try and think about next season and what you want to see.
Yeah, well, I hope that Mikel Arteta, first and foremost, is given funds to bring in the players that he wants to reinforce the squad, because it needs reinforcements. And if he gets those funds and he gets the players that he needs, then I think we should be targeting a top 4 finish next season. I think that is achievable. And look, let's win more silverware. The title challenge won't be on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Top 4, and let's win the FA Cup again, or win the Europa League. Let's win the League Cup as well while we're at it. Look, I do believe that Arsenal are built to win silverware moving forwards under Mikel Arteta. One or two things need to be tweaked behind the scenes, but if we give him the tools to get on with his job, Mikel Arteta, I believe that he will build a team that can challenge not just next season, but for many, many seasons moving forward.
Lovely to see William Saliba finally in the celebrations there, having a little chat with David Luiz, who, they're going to be working together quite a lot next season. So let's hope that they get on very, very well and can kick us on. Right, Adrian, as always, thank you for your stellar work this season on the breakdown. And then since the restart, the breakdown live, we will be back, of course, next year. And we'll be getting you for your expertise and also your lucky charm, it would seem, especially in the FA Cup.
Well, I can't go anywhere. So yeah. Hopefully I'm back on board for the new season.
No, you most definitely will be. Adrian, thank you very much. Also, thank you to Dan Roebuck, as always, the voice of Arsenal games, who you hear doing the commentary week in, week out, and to the production team who put all this together, because it's been challenging circumstances. I feel like we need to, mention that. Since the restart, we've all been having to work remotely, including the guys behind the scenes who are working, Wes, Liam, Aleki, all of those guys making this happen. So thank you very much. And of course, thank you to all the Gooners out there for tuning in and